Welcome back to Ferocious Education, this is Ed. Today we're going to be talking about Xela Technologies, also known as Xela. Now I did talk about Xela before. In my previous video you'll find different things we talked about, but today we're going to be bringing in new pieces of due diligence, technical analysis, institutional buyers, and what I think about this one. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. So Xela Technologies, we talked about this one, and just to kind of give you a quick overview on who they are, they're a global leader in business process automation. They're constantly refining their technologies and developing ideas to better serve more than 4,000 customers in more than 50 countries. We connect clashing systems, upgrade inefficient processes, and provide customized insights that they need to elevate their organization. And so that is them in a quick few sentences. Some of the latest news that we already covered includes as well their automations for robotic processes with intelligent document processing back on July 12th. The market loved it until it didn't. So not a long time ago, on the 14th of July, it dropped significantly, almost from $5.38 all the way to $3.88, $2. And today, it dropped another 10%. And currently what's happening both today, yesterday, and tomorrow is something called a short sell rule. So what is a short sell rule? So short sell rule is something that was implemented in 2020, by the SEC Commission. They adopted the alternative uptick rule, which prohibits short selling when a stock has dropped 10% or more. And it's effective not only on the day, but even continuing on to the next day. So the short sell rule, basically shorts could only be placed at a price above the most recent trade. For instance, an uptick in the share's price, with only limited exception. The rule forbade trading shorts on a downtick in share price. The rule was also known as the uptick rule, the plus tick rule, and the tick test rule. And the SEC Commission Act of 1934 authorized the SEC to regulate the short sale of securities, and in 1938 the Commission restricted short selling in a down market. The SEC lifted that rule in 2007 and brought this short sell rule. So you can read more about it in Investopedia. That's a really good source about reading more about the short sell rule that is currently in effect. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, we have one that added on the 13th. IFP advisors, we don't have the exact amount of money or percentage that they increased. And in terms of insiders, we don't have much more to talk about here because they haven't updated anything on July, neither additions or selling. But we do have some updates relating towards the short selling data. So on Thursday, on the 15th of July, almost closer to closing, you have around 5.3 million shares available for short selling. The entire flow, as of currently, appears to be around 35 million. So that is something to think about for Xela. Now, if we were talking about Xela, of course, that might not be the actual float because they did talk about $100 million at the market offering and another $150 million program, and they already raised 205. So I do think that the float is currently a lot higher than 35 million, but that's in terms of the current percentages. It's going to show you the short shares available is around 5.3 million shares. Just keep that in mind. The current short borrow rate is around 24.47, which means they're going to be paying around 24.47% interest daily, calculated daily. And in terms of the short volume, currently you're triggering anywhere between around 20 to 30%. Yesterday and the day before, for instance, we hit about 87.5 million shares yesterday on short volume, and the day before, 159 million shares. So it's quite significant when you're looking into the total volume, which is sitting almost around 113 million today. So expect that this kind of intentional volumes or short selling volumes continue to remain around the same level. Meanwhile, volume drops significantly. That's something to consider. Before moving on, make sure to subscribe on the bottom right corner and turn on your bell notification buttons. Also, don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed this video so far. And if you would like to join our Discord, it's totally free in the description below. We chat about everything in terms of stocks, etc. But we're not here trying to upsell you in anything. It's just a friendly chat room. Join the trading floor after you join in. let's move on towards technical analysis. Now, on a technical analysis, 1 month, 1 day perspective, we're starting to see some things that are looking very interesting. First off, the 10 SMA line, this green line. Look it back into around the 2nd of July and then following that the 6th of July. It almost touched it on the 10 SMA on the 2nd of July. 6th of July it did and then bounced back. And it appears to be bouncing back from the lowest of today where it did touch the 10 SMA. So this gives you a bit of an idea that the 10 SMA seems to be some sort of support for this one. Now between the 10 SMA and the 30 EMA, 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA, and there's a trading action zone between the two. This trading action zone is where most positive reversals occur, and the price point is above the 50 SMA at 188. In terms of the 80X, I did mention above 45 you're starting to see turbulence, and we saw a massive pullback from 545 to around 386, currently trading at 339. In terms of the MACD, you're seeing a retraction onto that, which is not the end of the world, as long as you have as well a positive momentum, and momentum is $1 or 190. So that is still kind of bullish in a way. It's going on towards a pullback, whether it's a longer pullback or an accumulation, we're still set to see, and we're going to take a look at key supports and resistances to understand this better. In terms of the Fibonacci retracements, I'm going to talk about that in a second, but first off, the stochastic fast and stochastic slows. So the stochastic fast is telling you that you might actually have a bounce on this level, but it's currently under a pullback situation. The stochastic slow, though, is telling you to be careful because you might have a longer term pullback. In terms of the moving average onto this one is expected to trade at the top at 255, in the middle at 232, and in 209 at the bottom. Although it hasn't traded within there for the longest time, so keep that in mind. But it's actually going upwards, which is a good thing. Volumes have been decreasing, showing lower interests in this stock. That might be a dangerous sign. But now towards the Fibonacci retracements. And the reason why I'm highlighting this one is because high frequency traders use it. So on the support part, you're seeing 279 and then 123. The resistance is a very strong Fibonacci retracement resistance at the 375, 453, 530, 641, and 782. In terms of a price line action, you're seeing an incredible support that is very dangerous if it breaks it at the 331. Below there, 312. Below there, you're looking down at 282. That's an incredible one. And I think if it drops below 252, it's up for trouble, and it can easily reach 219. Below 219, the next one is 176 and down to the low dollars, almost $1.23, $1.20s. And I think that would be the price point it would reach if it does break that. Resistances have an incredible resistance at the 351. I'm surprised it broke that. Above there, around 388. Above there, you're looking around 415. That's another dangerous one. And then from there on, you have a very strong one, very close to around 539. It failed to break it today and, not today, sorry, yesterday and the day before. And I did say the day before, if it does not break that line, it will retract backwards, and it did. Now, in terms of analyst recommendations, we don't have any new ones. The last one was a year ago with a price target of 465. And Pablo here has a success rate of 48% with an average return of 18%. Now, what I think about this one? Well, I would love to actually come here and I would hope to say that, hey, you might actually have a reversal, it looks good, and at the same time, you still might actually continue to drop back. So I can't come here and tell you 100% sure that this is probably going to bounce back because I don't know. I think this one will go back and onto a pullback and start testing this level here around the 314 level. And if it does break that, I think we're in for a bit of trouble to around 272 and then dropping to the mid twos. Below the mid twos, I don't really think we're going to be hitting there, but I do think there might actually be a bit lowers to this, and I can be bullish and tell you, hey, it's a good chance of a reversal. Look at the 10 SMA, look at the history, it has a good chance to do so, and that's in fact the truth, it has a good chance. But at the same time, I gotta warn you for what's ethical and warn you that it actually might continue to go ahead with a pullback. So that's a very dangerous thing. I do hope that you don't lose any money on this, and I hope you didn't lose any money so far on this and you actually made money. But it might be some time to cash out a little bit on the winnings and let the remaining run. And in terms of this one, I do wish that it does bounce back, but I think it still has a bit more towards that pullback. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.